city behind in search of the unknown. Roaring engine like thunder, it is calling you through the valleys, over mountains, in the land of few. This is so much more than just a ride. This is the moment where you find your stride. So let's roll, let's roll. Unstoppable, unbreakable, a force of nature, you're untamable. Unstoppable, unbreakable, a force of nature, you're untamable. On these winding roads, your freedom waits for you. Every mile behind is one thing less to prove. Stride. Unstoppable, unbreakable, a force of nature, you're untamable. Unstoppable, unbreakable, a force of nature, you're untamable. So let's roll, let's roll.
Hey everyone, I'm here! I made it to charming Riverbend Springs, Arkansas. It took me 19 hours of travel from subway to plane to a very unpleasant bus ride, but I'm here now. I had to stop and get a picture of this water tower with the town name on it. It's so charming and picturesque. I love it already, but I have no car and I'm far from anything. So I have to kind of figure out how to get where I'm going. So I'm mainly making this video for my friends back in the city because they're kind of worried about me going rogue and starting this new life out here in Arkansas. But, you know, other people might find it interesting too. City girl turned farmer. It'll be fun. So, for those of you who don't know me personally, I have gotten contacted by one of those unclaimed property services. And basically, when there's nobody to claim a piece of property or very valuable something or other, they try to track down whoever should be the person who owns it, the person who should inherit it or whatever. Usually it's a case of somebody has passed away and there's unclaimed property. Occasionally it's something that got lost. But anyway, I have cousins I didn't know I had who have passed away here in Riverbend Springs, Arkansas, and left a farm that they didn't have any closer relatives to take over. So I've basically inherited their farm. It's kind of weird how this works. The unclaimed property people contact the next of kin, and I have to pay them a fee, which for the case of an estate is like 5% of the estate's property value. I had to give them like $37,000, but they put me in contact with the lawyer who's handling the estate. So I am here in Arkansas now. I'm ready to take over my cousin's farm. I am supposed to meet with the lawyer at 10 a.m. I don't have a car back in the city, because when you live in the city, you don't really have cars most of the time. Only if you live in the suburbs. Do I go this way? I don't really know exactly where I'm going. I will try to check the GPS on my phone after I finish telling you what I'm doing here. So I'm supposed to meet the lawyer at 10 a.m. I'm trying to find my way around town. I'm expecting the farm will have vehicles and things with it, so I don't need to worry about not having a car. I'll just take whatever car or truck or tractor or whatever the farm has, and that will be my way of getting around. I did think when I got into town on the bus that I would be able to get an Uber or a Lyft or something to go where I need to go, and that doesn't exist here in Riverbend Springs. There is no Uber. There is no Lyft. There's no DoorDash. There's no Grubhub. I've been looking it all up. This is the town that the internet forgot or something. I don't know exactly. So already I'm going to have to get used to doing things a different way than I would have back in the city. I think I might go down here. I'm not sure. I do have GPS, and so I can look up the address to the farm after I stop recording this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to find my way to the farm and just, give it a look before I go meet with the lawyer at 10. And then when I meet with the lawyer, I'm going to sign some paperwork and transfer ownership of the farm's or the estate's assets, I guess, to me. And I expect at that time I'll get keys and things, and then I will head back to the farm and figure out what I need to be doing next. So here we are. So exciting. Can't wait to show you the farm once I figure out where it is. I'll catch you in a little bit. Wow, this is so beautiful. I have been walking for about 20 minutes. I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm sick of fighting this wheelie suitcase that I'm dragging along these roads, but look at this. This, I guess, is the river that Riverbend Springs is named after. It's so beautiful. And the fog and mist, all the trees, that large facility, whatever that is. Some kind of silos, maybe? This place is so peaceful. I feel muscles that I didn't know I have had clenched for the last 15 years I've lived in the city. I can feel them releasing. Let's just listen to that. Birds. Water. This is gonna be good for the soul, I can tell. Okay. Well, anyway, I think I'm just getting close now. I think it's not far past the end of this bridge. And I know I should be on the other side of the road as a pedestrian, but I think the farm is on this side, so I'm just gonna stay over here and get off onto the shoulder here. There we go. Oh, this stupid suitcase. I've been, walking for a bit now. I'm starting to get pretty sweaty. It's getting warm fast. And it's kind of humid. So my shirt is starting to stick to me. Thank goodness I wore a skirt, although my sandals are not the right shoes for walking this far. Oh, okay, so here's a field. Some buildings. I wonder if this is it. Oh, I think this might be it. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, let's check it out. Okay. What do we got here? Oh, it's a little Hickory Brook Farm. Nice. I guess this is a little farm stand. Oh, I love it. I just am imagining a future now where my stuff is out here. My produce that I'm farming and selling. Oh my gosh, what an adorable little cow mailbox. I love it. Oh, I wonder if they have animals. I guess they must not have them now, but maybe they've got this stuff set up to have animals. It is right next to a train track, which I don't love. Oh, look, lots of nice buildings and things. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. There's a guy over there next to the house. And he's giving me a dirty look. Alright. I'm gonna stop recording. I'm not sure why somebody is here. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. That's not good. I'm not happy. I've been talking with the gent down there, whose name is Walter. Apparently, this isn't my farm. Or, it used to be? It seems the, estate had to be broken up a bit to pay for estate taxes and outstanding mortgages and outstanding loans on some of the equipment. So the house and the buildings there are not part of the farm anymore. That guy down there, Walter, he bought them. He is leaving his farm to his grandkid, and he wanted to have this house. He's staying in the house. His grandkid is going to be using some of these buildings for their equipment, but also his main farm, I guess, is over in that direction somewhere. It wasn't quite clear. He's a little bit, he's a bit older, and it's unclear to me how with it he is. But I might not actually own these buildings at all. I need to talk to the lawyer desperately to figure out what is going on now and how much of the estate is actually still left, what I actually inherited or not. This is not what I expected when I got on a subway to a plane to a bus to here. Right. I don't really have anything else to say until I find out what's going on. So I will try to find my way to my lawyer's office. I guess I'll get there early. And I'll check back in afterward. Well, okay. I have no idea what I'm doing now. I am standing here next to one of the new fields that I own. That right there is the back entrance to the yard and the farm that I don't own. Turns out, Walter was 100% right. Basically everything on the other side of the street here that used to belong to the estate that I inherited got sold off to pay for fees and things. So there is no equipment. There is no house. There is no shed, silo, any of the buildings you might expect to have on a working farm. There are 4 fields. There's this one, which I was just checking an app that the lawyer let me know about. This one has got potatoes in it. I guess these are what potatoes look like before you harvest them. It's kind of a big field, so I guess that's good. And the other fields are down this way. All of this used to belong to the estate, and now it's mine. There's some nice trees over here, I guess. The deeds have been transferred over. I do own this stuff outright now, but I don't have any of the stuff I was expecting to have when I started this adventure. I have a grand total of $271,000 to my name. I cashed out all of my stock options. I used to work in tech back in the city, and that was supposed to fund any farm upgrades I needed to do when I moved out here. if there were any buildings or anything that needed to be updated, or maybe a new equipment that needed to be replaced. I could have maybe funded that with this. That is probably not enough to actually start a farm from scratch with no buildings or equipment or anything. So there's this whole potato field. It's actually really big. And across the street here, I guess this here, I haven't even been down here yet. This, oh, okay, there's a track. It's pretty overgrown though. This area down here, supposedly there are 3 more fields over here. This is also stuff that I own now. I don't know what this crop is. I'll check later. Okay, there is a little building here. What do we have here? I guess we'll just check it out. Some kind of old shed. Is it like a hayloft up there? Does this open? No. This does not open. Great. So... oh, there's not actually a hayloft in here. It's just an old shell of a shed. That door doesn't open. Do these doors close? No. Great. Okay. So I have a shed I can't open or close. Flowers are pretty though. It is next to the river, that's nice. Oh man. I'll just leave my stupid suitcase here. I'll come back for it. It's a sizable, I mean to me it's sizable field. I have no idea what size a field should be. Okay, here's another piece of equipment. A little bit of an open area here, that's nice. Not equipment, this is a shed. I said equipment. I'm mind blown over the fact that I have no equipment. How am I supposed to run a farm with no equipment? I don't even know. Okay, let me guess, this door doesn't work. No. Okay, well here's a roof, I guess, where I could put something if I had any equipment to put here. It looks like there's a little back room here that I can't get into because that door doesn't open. And I guess I could crawl in through here. Right. Another building that is useless and another field. I have no idea what this is either. Ooh, wait, I do know what this is. That's spinach. Okay. I say that like I have any idea how to harvest it. I mean, I eat it in my salads. Alright. It's kind of a big field too. Cool. Okay, so I have potatoes, something I don't know, and spinach. Looks like here's another little building area. Let's see what we got here. So this is the final field. I have no idea what this is either. Okay, I'm gonna have to look it up. This looks a little bit spottier than the other crops that are in the other fields. I mean, actually, this is a good amount of area. What do we have here in this building? Can I use it? Well, let's see. This door is stuck in the open position. Great. Okay. Wonderful. And let me guess. This doesn't even look like it ever opened, but does it open? No. Cool. So here is a completely useless shed that I can't get any equipment in or out of. I guess if I had something small that was like hand equipment, I could put it in here. If it fit through this doorway. But I couldn't close the door. So that's great. Okay, the river is really pretty though. I do like that. Alright, okay. There's like a little bit of area up at the other end of this field that I also own. Like all the shoulders of the fields I own, so I guess those trees and things. It looks like there's a driveway up there. I wonder if there's something useful up there. I'm gonna have to figure out what kind of crop this is. I have no idea how to harvest any of this stuff. I mean, I guess I didn't know anything about taking care of a farm anyway. So now that I see a bunch of fields and no equipment, I kind of thought like if there was equipment already here, I could watch videos or learn how to use it. There's no equipment. I don't know what to do with any of this with no equipment. This is just wild. Alright, well, it's really pretty though. Well, this drive is in a little better shape. Oh, there's actually a building up there. Okay. What do we have here? It's kind of pretty. Oh, look, another old barn thing. Let me guess. Nothing usable here? This is a big old barn. Okay. Well, it's probably safe to come in here. Well, the foundation looks good. Can I open these doors? Of course not. I don't know if I can remove them. I guess get a saw or something. Cut them off. Park stuff in here. I have no idea what I would do with this. I don't know if I can restore this. I don't know what it's like to restore anything. I am way out of my depth here. It is kind of like a nice little area though, and looks like here is an entryway onto the road. Okay. Caution, risk of electric shock. Right. I won't touch that then. Oh look, there are the buildings that I don't own. That's great. So I guess this would have been another field that would have belonged to the farm if it hadn't been parceled out to pay off debts. Alright. I have no idea what the heck I'm going to do now. I am here in Arkansas, a very long way away, what feels like a world away from the city I left on the East Coast. I've got 4 fields, no equipment, no buildings, no house, no place to live. No idea what to do. Why am I here? Why did I come here? Why did I think this would be something I would want to do? Alright, well, I've been traveling for 19 hours. I'm pretty exhausted. The bus ride this morning was miserable. There was no air conditioning. It was way too hot. It smelled awful. I didn't get any rest. I had a red-eye flight from the city out to Little Rock. And then I took the bus from there to here. And the bus... oh, man. I can't even leave. The bus only comes 3 times a week to this place. I'm stuck here for at least a couple of days. And if I do leave, I have nothing to go back to. Yeah, I don't want to get into that right now. I might cry if I do. Okay, I am going to try to find some place to get some rest. I'm going to look for a motel or something. And, I don't know. I'll think about it and sleep on it and let you know once I have a better idea what the actual heck I'm going to do. This is not turning out how I had planned. Okay, I am over here at Axel's Tractor Center. I was just in there buying this thing. This is a Piaggio Ape. It's basically like a tuk-tuk or a little motorcycle on wheels with a cab and a very small bed. I need something to get me around town, and this was the cheapest option at $5,500, and it can carry something. I don't know what I'm going to have to carry. So I was talking to the very helpful people in there, and I've had a chance to sleep on things and think about it. I have nothing to go back to, really, in the city. I mentioned some life changes that make this good timing. I got laid off from my fancy tech job, and yes, I did cash out my stock options, but also that included a severance package from getting laid off, and it has been rough in tech the last couple years. A lot of people, like tens of thousands of people, have gotten laid off and are now looking for jobs. So I would be competing with tens of thousands of people for a very limited number of jobs in an industry that's very unstable right now. I thought, go out, do some farming for a few years, take a break from tech, and just do something real. Just long enough for things to stabilize, and then go back to tech. The income is way better there, obviously. Just wait out this period of a downturn, and then go back. I also just got dumped. My boyfriend of 3 years it was a 1-2 whammy. So yeah, I don't have a place to live. We've been living together for 2 years. If I go back, I would be crashing on a friend's couch with no job. It's in my best interest to make this work somehow. I don't know what that looks like yet. So I was talking to the people in here about what equipment I might need. I have done some research. I used one of those plant identification apps on my fields and have found out that I have potatoes, carrots, spinach, and peas. After talking with the guys in here, I have now discovered that each of those different types of crops requires different equipment to harvest them. So I don't know if my cousins had all of that equipment, all of those different harvesters, and they all got liquidated as part of paying off fees on the farm, or maybe they didn't own them outright and had loans on them and they got taken back. I have no idea. Even one of those harvesters, the cheapest one of those harvesters, is a potato harvester that you can tow behind a trailer, and that one is $159,000, or tow behind a tractor. Then you'd also need a tractor, which are generally over $100,000 depending on what size tractor. So that would basically use all my money just to buy the cheapest possible potato harvester. All of the other harvesters are more expensive than I can buy. However, people here have let me know that I can lease equipment, and I can also hire people who know how to run the equipment, because he showed me one of the harvesters. I can probably manage a tractor. That's probably not a big deal. Those harvesters are ridiculously complicated. If you showed me how to work one, I don't think I could actually do it on my own. So I am thinking about kind of planning to rent the equipment when the time comes to harvest these fields, which none of them are due to be harvested this month. You know what? I'm gonna hop in here and let's just drive. Oh my gosh, this thing is ridiculous. I think that's a 2-stroke engine. Oh man. Oh. This is my life now. Okay. This is like the most bare bones thing I have ever sat inside. There's no insulation. It's just metal, like sheet metal. It's a tiny little console. Oh, this is hilarious. Okay. It's fine. How do I get back to the farm? I think it's over here. Let's find out. So I can rent the equipment that I need to do the harvesting and hire people to run it for me. And they can sort of use the harvesting equipment, maybe also show me while they're using it how it works. I hope. There's the bank. I'm gonna get real familiar with that place. I don't know if I'm gonna need to take out loans to run stuff or what. Okay, gas station. So this must be the main road. So I think if I take a right and then a left, I'll get back to my farm. Yeah, as I mentioned yesterday with the no Lyft and no Uber and no DoorDash, none of that. Also, no motels. So I had to find a bed and breakfast, which is someone's house. And I'm staying there right now. That's going to be way too expensive if I actually want to stay here. So this is as fast as this thing goes. Listen to this engine. Oh my god. Oh, this is struggling. What am I doing? What am I doing? I think if I find a track over here, this is my field. Is there a way to get onto it from here? I don't even know. Probably shouldn't try to go down there. I guess I'll just go around. So, yeah. I will be renting equipment, hiring people to help. Given the cost of renting the equipment, I have no idea how much I will make from harvesting these fields. It may not even pay for the cost of renting the equipment, but I have to get the stuff harvested because then I can cultivate and plant and whatever needs to happen. This grass is taller than my stupid vehicle. Oh my gosh, this is wild. So I gotta get these fields cleared, basically. I gotta get the crops off of them. And then I can decide what kind of stuff I want to grow and start buying maybe the equipment that I need to use to grow it. Obviously, it's not going to work with all these different crop types, with all these different types of harvesters and everything, and they need different specialized planters. It's just not going to be an option for me. So I'm going to have to pick something, whatever is the most versatile, easiest to get into, equipment-wise, and try to harvest and farm that. I can also see here there are a lot of weeds in this field, and I think I saw weeds in the other fields. And I was talking to the guys up at the shop. They have like weeders and sprayers and all kinds of specialized equipment to take care of the fields after you've planted them. I think it's probably too late to do any of that on these fields, and I don't have the equipment, don't know what I'm doing anyway. So I'm just going to have to take whatever the crop states are for these fields as they come. I'm guessing if my cousins hadn't passed away, they would have maintained these fields properly, weeded and fertilized them and everything, but they passed 7 months ago? 6 months ago? I don't know. I need to look at the dates again. It's been a while, and I think these fields have just been unattended while the estate has been up for grabs, basically. So yeah. This is not going to look like I expected it to look. I mean, I guess I could park that Piaggio Ape in one of these because it's tiny. Maybe I'll keep this building for a bit because it's a roof. That other building I'll probably tear down. And maybe the one further down because I can't get any vehicles in them. And the shed up there. So I'm going to need sheds. I'm going to need a place to live. I got none of that. None of that. I can't afford to stay in this B&B very long. It's expensive. I'm gonna try to find if anybody in town is renting a room, so I can like rent a room somewhere for a little while until I can get something built for myself, or maybe even just like pitch a tent out here. I don't know. I don't know what this looks like yet, but I'm here. I'm in Riverbend Springs, and I own these fields and this Piaggio ape now. I will catch you sometime soon. I'm gonna stop recording for now while I try to get my head around what this whole thing looks like, and maybe bring you in when it's time to harvest something, or if I start tearing down buildings or something more interesting than standing around going, what have I done with my life? But I'm gonna try to make this work. We're gonna try building our own farm here on Riverbend Springs in charming Arkansas. Wish me luck.